Hi guys, Terry here. Today I want to talk about die storage. Dies can be pretty heavy, and if you've got them on magnetic sheets, sometimes they all stick together. So I've tried a variety of things. I started off, well, first let me tell you what dies are for. So dies are for what we use on our die cutting machines. These can be electronic. Nowadays, a lot of them are electronic. I have a Big Shot Plus. It's a large one. This is the cutting plate for it. So it's a very large model. There's a more professional one, but this is the one up from the regular Big Shot. So instead of using that big platform, I use the smaller one, and it goes through here. So I just like that I can have something that's wider than this, or if I have dies that are large, like I do have some dies that are very large, they will cut through this larger one. So, but that's rare that you have dies that are that large. But the platform is for you to put the first sandwich layer down, and then your die, and then your paper, and then your top plate, and then you crank that through your machine. So that's what dies are for, to cut these different shapes. So they come in various sizes. Like I said, this is a large one. This is a little small one. This one's made for the little, about 2.5 inch size to go through. And I like this size for traveling with, because I just have a nice little storage box that I keep my small dies in. And this is handy for ones for just card making. So I've got dies that are kind of common shapes, ovals and circles, little ones like that I commonly use for cards. So I have this in a little travel bin to go with my little sidekick. What else? So when I first started storing my dies, I had them in this art bin. I think you've seen it. It's a little suitcase thing. I had them in that. I liked it because these sheets hold a lot, and the carrying case was, by the time you filled it, it wasn't so full that it wasn't so heavy that you could, had trouble carrying it. So I had a couple of those, and then I more recently switched to this case here. I'll show you this close up. So this case is nice. It has a lid on it, and I can store my dies by subject. And then I started by putting in the those art bin magnets are in here, and then I just use them to store the dies on those magnetic sheets. And then they're in here by subject. I use a lot of frames. I've got circles. I've got different shapes and words. And then I've got the mosaics. The mosaics are for scrapbook layouts when you want to mat your photos. I'll do a future video on those, but I love the mosaics. Christmas stuff, flowers, and then more stuff for cards, like specifically ones that make a fold-out card. So I find this case works really well. I've got it here on my counter where I can work on this stuff, and really like that. I also have a bin here that holds, I usually have the platform in the back of this bin. So I've got some extra cutting plates, larger dies. Here's one that makes a little pop-up card box. So, that doesn't fit in the container. So I've just got some other dies in here that just don't fit in this box. But like I said, I enjoy having my little travel one. And then I've got large ones in this little, I think this is a refrigerator bin. And then this box here that I can fan through, easily fan through and find the die that I'm looking for. These magnetic sheets are nice because they hold everything magnetically. you can put it back in place. And then it's just a nice way, because you can imagine if all these were just in a bag, you might lose some pieces. I've also seen people where if you happen to have a wall and you can put a magnetic sheet up on the wall, you know, commonly used dies could be displayed out on the wall. So, but for me, I didn't want to take up a lot of space, and I just wanted to have, you know, a way that I could flip through and find stuff that I'm looking for. So I'll have links on my website to these different products. I'd show you the art bin container, but I think maybe I sold it in the last garage sales when I switched to this case here. But like I said, I'll have links on my website. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 this year. So thanks, guys.